Thanks, Leslie. Getting ourselves ready to go. Expecting a sellout here in Manhattan. It is cold. There's no other way to say it. 26 degrees, feels like 14. And kicking towards the south is going to be very difficult. These folks are rowdy. Baldy and I, we walked the field before the game today. Some forgot their gloves, but it doesn't matter. They're ready for today's game.
Yeah, though I saw a lot of players without gloves today, and this is the type of day where you're not going to feel your fingers or your toes pretty soon after this thing gets started.
Nick McClellan ready to kick it off for K-State. Back deep, Steven Sims. And we're playing football here in Manhattan. Sims calling for the fair catch. It bounds into the end zone. And we are underway. Kansas will get the football first. And Peyton Bender under center again for David Beatty.
He's had a good season. He's taking care of the football. That's the best thing you can say about Peyton Bender. The 10 touchdowns, only 2 interceptions. And last week, the stats don't say that he played a good game, but he had a lot of drops. But he's been making good decisions. And I think the offensive line at Kansas is getting good. They're going to play 8 guys up front today. They've done a pretty good job of protecting him.
Only one underclassman on that offensive line for Kansas. Khalil Herbert lines up next to Bender, and Bender's going to throw. He's in trouble, and he's going to go down. Wyatt Hubert. We've been talking about him all week. What a difference he has made on that defensive front. He comes up with a sack.
Well, he's an impact player today. He's just a freshman. But every time I watch Kansas State play defense, I can't help but watch number 56. He's worked his way into a starting lineup. He's a good pass rusher. He plays the game the right way. All out, all the time.
Puka Williams now in the backfield for KU. Maybe their most electric player on offense is Bender back into the shotgun. Quick pass to the outside. Sims made a man miss. Got back to the original line as scrimmage. Brings up a 3rd down and long. We just mentioned Puka Williams on the field for the first time on that second play, Baldy. He is a big-time impact player.
Well, he's a dynamic player at a Hahnville High School in New Orleans. And the stats say it's over 6 yards a carry. They've got to find more creative ways to get him involved in the offense. He's fantastic as a runner, but he's also just as electrifying as a receiver.
Last week had 6 catches out of the backfield, 58 yards rushing. He's back in there. Bender back to pass again. They find Williams, open space. He's going to be brought down. No gain on that play. DeQuan Patton. Nice open field tackle to force a 3 and out.
Well, their leading tackler, DeQuan Patton, they're just playing a zone defense, just dropping and just waiting for Puka Williams to come out of the backfield right here. They're all watching him. Justin Hughes, the middle linebacker, Patton, and then they all just descend on Puka Williams right there. So great start for Kansas State's defense. 3 and out, forcing this punt.
Kyle Thompson's been a great weapon in the special teams game for KU. He's back to punt. After the offense didn't do much against this K-State defense, this is going to be the most difficult way to kick today, going to the south, the wind blowing out. That is going to be a very short punt, and K-State is going to have a very short field with which to navigate on their opening drive. See Alex Delton, he's going to be the starting quarterback today. The injury to Skylar Thompson last week on the second drive. Delton gets to go, second start of the year.
Well, his first start was against Texas, and it wasn't good. He was benched at halftime in that game. They were 19-0, losing to Texas. They went back to Skylar Thompson, but he gets his second opportunity. He's a better runner than he is a thrower.
Threw for 155 yards, ran for a touchdown, play action pass, and then hit the outside, and good for a first down for K-State. As Zach Reuter had 4 catches last week against TCU. There's Alex Barnes. He's the bell cow for the Wildcats.
Well, he's the leading rusher in the Big 12, averaging 102 rush yards a game right now, and the 9 touchdowns. He's really come on here the second half of the season.
They're coming out firing. They hit Joaquin Gill on the outside. Pickup of 4. K-State on first down. And on the defensive end for Kansas. Don't go too far without talking about Joe Dineen.
Well, wherever the ball is, that's where Joe Dineen ends up. He just set a Kansas record last week with the career tackle for losses. So he gets behind the line of scrimmage as well.
The linebacking core outstanding for the Jayhawks. Dealt back to pass. Outside, too tall for Reuter.
Pretty shocking right here, Jeff, that Kansas State comes out throwing the ball as much as they have, not giving it the ball to Alex Barnes. And so Bill Snyder probably trying to take advantage of the wind at their back right now. Like you said, just over Reuter's hands.
Well, both teams have been running the ball pretty well of late. Kansas ran it well against Iowa State down in Lawrence last week in a loss. But these teams predicated on the run game. Haven't seen many runs. Barnes and Delton. Delton going to pass again. Flushed out of the pocket. And throws low, and a big stop on third down by KU.
Well, for Kansas State not to give the ball to Alex Barnes in the opening drive is kind of a shock all by itself. I mean, it's just a three-man rush right here. And so they're dropping 8 as well. And there's Keith Loneker gets a hit on Alex Delton right there, forcing that bad throw.
The initial pressure from defensive tackle Daniel Wise, the senior, the leader on that defensive front for KU. And we will have a long field goal try. And Hicks will try from 53. Wind at his back. The kick is up and short and wide right. So Kansas State on their first attempt with the wind at their back come up with nothing. A good hold by the Kansas defense. KU back on offense when we come back. The battle for the Governor's Cup. That's a shot at 2007. The last time KU won in Manhattan. Hadn't won prior to that since 1989. There's a handoff. Goes up ahead to Dom Williams. And we're seeing a very strong and physical battle up front already with this offensive line from KU and the K-State D-line.
Well, it's the strength of Kansas State's defense is their defensive front. A lot of experience up there with Deshaun and Davies up front right now, along with guys that we had mentioned, Hubert and Walker. They're a four-man front, and they expect those guys to keep the linebackers free as well.
Dom Williams to the right of Peyton Bender, and Williams will get it again. Trying the left side this time. Bangs forward for 3. Bring up a third down and 5. Dom Williams a back as Puka Williams checks in on third down. But Dom has not been used all that much. No more than 2 carries since their game against Rutgers back in September.
And he had a carry early in the game last week, but that was it. I guess they want to get all 3 backs. Herbert, Williams, along with Puka Williams, who's back there now.
Herbert and Puka in the backfield behind Bender on this 3rd and 5 for Kansas. Trying to pick up their first down of the game. And back to pass. Bender, good pocket, slings it outside. And the first catch of the game is good for Stephon Robinson. Had a tough week, especially in the first half against Iowa State. He needs to get off to a good start today.
Well, yeah, I mean, he dropped a touchdown pass last week and had a ball stripped out of his hands. But this is good protection right here. Puka Williams does a good job helping out. But Bender making a strong throw here in this kind of weather into the wind. A nice job by Robinson pulling that away from A.J. Parker, the corner on that play.
Tough direction to throw the football. Going to the south with the wind blowing the way it is. Fresh set of downs and a handoff to Puka Williams. Step back. And a really nice job of holding their ground on the defensive front by Joe Davis.
Listen, just to use a bad cliche here, Jeff, early in the game, this guy can stop on a dime and he can leave you a little bit of change. This little pirouette move, I mean, he just made 3 moves. Now, he didn't go anywhere. Kansas State kept it all in front of him. But this guy can make you miss. Unusual quickness, averaging over 6 yards a carry here this season.
Dom Williams back in the backfield for KU. 4 wide receivers, 2 left, 2 right. They give it to Williams over the right side. Some room to run. Gets out of bounds across the midfield stripe. And Going to be a 3rd down and short as we head down to Leslie McCaslin talking about today's defensive game plan for Kansas State.
Well, yeah, Kansas has done a good job trying to maintain some balance, but Kansas State said though they want to defend both, the focus is on defending the run and specifically Puka Williams. Bill Snyder called him a talented player with quickness and speed. And guys, the other thing is when you are playing a team whose head coach has been fired and has nothing to lose, Bill Snyder said you have to be prepared for everything, including those occasional trick plays.
Thanks, Leslie. And they're without 2 of their top defensive backs as well. Bender hits Williams out of the backfield as he was in motion, and K-State holds again. And with the wind such a big factor, this will force a big 4th down play.
Justin Hughes made that play on that little hit screen, and that's an example of the wind that we're talking about today and how it's blowing. Here's Hughes right here. I mean, he reads it all the way. Puts the hit on Puka Williams. But I think this is a smart decision here. I mean, just try to keep the ball down right now. Try to gain as much field position as you can on this punt.
Kyle Thompson on for his 2nd punt of the ball game. KU's starting to move the football a little bit. Good pressure on the punt. Fair catch called for inside the 20, and Kansas State will take over for their 2nd possession. Back to Manhattan in a moment, looking for our first score.
To our Army veterans, we honor you. We salute you. And today, we say thank you.
Celebrating veterans all over this great country and for their ultimate sacrifice that they pay to keep our country safe each and every day. So we check in with Leslie McCaslin. Hopefully she's warmed up down there.
Guys, I'm hanging in there just fine. Well, the offensive line gave up 4 sacks last week, and Bill Snyder said this week they have to pick up all the movement from the defense, read the defense on the move. And when they came off the field last time, they were obviously a little frustrated. Their leader, Dalton Reisner, yelling at his teammates saying, come on, let's go. Look for some good protection here.
Reisner, the senior, A+ human being and the anchor of that offensive line. Delton back to pass, flushed left. Not a lot of room to run, and he is taken out big time, and a flag coming in late.
I think it's a good call, too. I couldn't exactly see if it was Bryce Tornadin right there that had the late hit here on Alex Delton. They had him trapped. I mean, they were going to lose yards right here. And that's the hit by Tornadin, number 1.
Tornadin went low, Johnson went high.
Personal foul, late hit out of bounds. Defense, number 11. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic 1st down.
Well, they saw the number wrong. It wasn't Mike Lee. It was Bryce Tornadin, number 1. And, you know, last week, Skylar Thompson went down in the 2nd series. They asked their quarterbacks to run a lot here at Kansas State, and I haven't seen any of them stay healthy since Colin Klein was here, who now coaches the quarterbacks as co-offense coordinator. But it's a hard thing to do in any level of football when you run your quarterbacks as much as Kansas State does. Keep them healthy.
Referee Reggie Smith just cleaning up the paperwork in terms of who that personal foul was on, gave it to Tornadin, who it should have been on. And it's notable, Skylar Thompson not available today. Did not go through warm-ups before the game. They have a true freshman in John Holcomb from the state of Texas. That is the backup quarterback today. He has never taken a snap at K-State. Not many freshmen do.
Well, his name is Holcomb, and he is the Hulk. He's 6'4", 256 pounds, and I talked to him before the game, and he thinks he's going to get a shot to play some today.
Not a lot of information on Holcomb, but the man is massive. Give to Barnes, up ahead, lowers his head on the defender. Mike Lee in on the tackle. Pickup of 5 for Barnes.
So just an inside zone right here to Alex Barnes, and there's the hit by Mike Lee, the safety. Up there taking him down for about a 4-yard gain.
3 wide receivers to the far side of the field for Delton. And again to Barnes. tries the right side. Gang tackled across the 40, pushing the pile near a first down, about a half a yard short.
Yeah, this offensive line came in. All the starters were returned. I mean, Scott France over there, 35 straight starts, the left tackle. He's from the same high school, Free State High School, as all the linebackers from Kansas. They all played together. Dalton Reisner, the All-American, leads him with 40. And he's played every single game since he's been here, including the bowl games. And Tyler Mitchell, the guard. Beecham, the left guard. I mean, a lot of experience up front.
0 for 2 on third down so far. Barnes, big hole across midfield with a leap. And it's a first down for K-State.
The more carries you give Alex Barnes, the better he gets. Going to be a big hole over the left side over Abdul Beecham right there. And Lee goes low and Barnes goes over the top of him. Wow.
Great shot from our crew.
Great slow motion camera shot.
Barnes, you mentioned, Baldy, the only man to carry the football as a running back last week against TCU. Game that they lost by just a point. Delton back to pass, setting up the screen. Get it to Gill on the outside. And 4 yards for Joaquin Gill.
Joaquin Gill and Malik Knowles out there. We haven't seen much from Isaiah Zuber, their leading receiver. Looks like this is going to initially be a screen to Alex Barnes. They took that away. Came back to the other side to Gill. And there's Joe Deneen Jr., who leads this conference in tackles for the second year in a row.
Delton to pass again, flushed out. There's Wise. Delton on the run to the right side. Run out of bounds just short of the 40-yard line.
You mentioned Daniel Wise in there. You know, his brother starts for the New England Patriots. Here he is coming in right here. Starts for the New England Patriots. His younger brother plays for University of Texas San Antonio. His father played at Jackson State. Real football family. I can relate. My two brothers all played professional football with myself and kept it all in the family right there, and that's what the Wise family has done. Great work ethic from Daniel Wise.
A lot of bragging rights at the dinner table.
Goes out.
Bad snap. Delton picks it up, trying to find something. Finally throws it out of bounds as he takes out the yard marker on the near side of the football field. Almost took out the official as well. Good on Delton to turn that into a nothing instead of a minus 100.
I mean, it wasn't a great snap by Holtorf, but you can see that Alex Delton doesn't have gloves on, a little low. And there's going to be a point in this game where you might not be able to feel the ball. It's that cold out there right now. And that's something to watch throughout the day. It's just ball security, just being able to hold on to it if you're getting a little frosty tips.
Ankle back to punt. Try to pin KU deep. Oh, and they'll be able to do that. That's a beautiful special teams play that time.
Yep. He got the backspin. The ball stopped and stuck there on the green. And this is a game of field position, and that's exactly what K-State was hoping for. We might see a defensive score before we see an offensive score today.
Remember the kicking team at the 2-yard
Pick up
line.
Joaquin Gill.
Ball 1st and 10.
The runner on the outside. Right place, right time. Ball hit him. Handoff over the left side. Dom Williams again. He's been a focal point for this offense for KU in this first quarter. That'll more than likely be the end of this first quarter as well. So we'll switch sides. And now KU will have the wind at their back as this drive continues. Veterans Day weekend in Manhattan. It's cold. Score indicates it. 0-0 after 1.
Those guys are going to compete for burrito rolls later on, and I can't wait to watch it.
This is the 116th meeting between these two schools.
Yeah.
4th longest in the nation. Sunflower Showdown.
South Carolina won. Good one there in South Carolina. There you go.
Minnesota, Wisconsin, the battle for Paul Bunyan's axe. Bender back to pass. Going to the outside as they hit Devin Booker. Jeremiah Booker, excuse me. Pickup of just a couple.
Looks like he got enough for the first down, though. Pretty good job on the outside, working against A.J. Parker. And Booker's their biggest wide receiver, and so he just stretches out over the marker. And that was important to get themselves some breathing room here, get that first down, and stay away from that end zone.
Dom Williams back in the backfield yet again. Bender going outside. That's Charlotte, his first catch of the afternoon. Kind of going back and forth between wide receiver, defensive back the last couple of years. He's found a nice home on the outside.
Well, Dalen Charlotte was a one-time recruit at Alabama, transferred, and people came in with high hopes for him since he was an Alabama recruit, but he really just hasn't gotten it going here at Kansas.
Offensive line of the quarterback getting together on that little huddle. 3 wide out to the right again. Kansas moving the football, win at their back. Going from south to north. Go outside, Sims. Stiff arm, stays in bounds. And gets to the 28-yard line. Another first down for the Jayhawks.
Nice stiff arm that time on Jonathan Durham on the outside. So just a little hitch route right here to Sims. And Sims, who we talked about, there's the stiff arm on Durham. Sims, who had a career day in this game a year ago with 9 catches and 233 yards. They said he came in today 2 catches away from 200 career catches for the Jayhawks.
Make it 1 now. His first catch of the day for Sims. Go outside, Puka Williams. And a nice shoestring tackle to save a huge gain that time by Chase Johnston.
I tell you, if Puka got through those 2 tacklers right there, he was going to go a long ways. Just the outside zone right here. Right there. He was just looking for that split between those 2 players, and his eyes are always down the field. Thinking touchdown. Had 2 touchdowns against TCU 2 weeks ago, including the game winner late in that 4th quarter.
Bender hands again. Williams left side, tried to stay on his feet, tripped up about a yard short of another first down for the Jayhawks. Kendall Adams in on the stop, and you're already starting to see the explosiveness of Puka Williams these last 2 plays.
Well, watch him just hide behind a big offensive line right there. You see Dwayne Wallace pulling around. You know, he at 170 pounds, he has tremendous quickness, but he also has a lot of power. Very strong for his size. He is 3rd in the conference right now, behind the great Kyler Murray and the young Trey Sermon in the Big 12 at 6.1 yards a carry.
Williams on the sideline in this 3rd down play. Get some action. Play action pass to the outside to the fullback. That's first down and much more. Pickup of 11 yards to Caperton Humphrey.
And that was just the 3rd catch of the year for Humphrey. Acted like a blocker first and then snuck out into the pattern. Just going to come across here and just drag him across the formation. You fake the outside zone one way, come back to Humphrey, and that's their 3rd first down on this drive coming off their goal line. So the best drive for either team all day so far.
Started at the 2, now they're at their own 49. Fresh set of downs. Williams again back in the backfield. He gets the carry up ahead, and he's taken down by Daquan Patton. Running behind this veteran offensive line from KU.
Yeah, well, I think this is the best offensive line that I've seen Kansas have in 8 years since I've been watching Kansas play. They're playing well up front right now. They're playing well together. Adeniji has been there a long time. 3-year starter there at left tackle. Clark Fontana, the center right now. A lot of experience, and I think they have gotten much better as the season has moved along.
Not many teams can run on Iowa State. Jayhawks did it last week. Quick pass outside. Charlotte again good for a first down past the 40-yard line to the 39.
Well, those corners are playing 8 yards off. And so Bender's looking at it, and all he's doing is just making these stop route throws against Parker and against Durham out there, and just taking what that defense will give him.
David Beatty A couple of weeks ago, firing his offensive coordinator. He is calling the plays. This is his offense. This is what he wants to do. He's been an offensive coordinator in Texas A&M. He wants to get it and go. Inside run, Williams again.
Good push. Good push.
Down to the 34-yard line as the Jayhawks are on the move.
Yeah, you see, I mean, this is winning the line of scrimmage. They pulled the right guard around that time. The right tackle, Kevin Federer, that time, and he led the way.
Transfer from Ohio State.
Yep.
Kevin Federer. 3 big transfers on this offensive line. Fontana, the senior from Houston. Wallace from Cal. And Federer again from Ohio State. 2nd and 5. Handoff to Puka Williams. Still on his feet and pushing forward down to the 23-yard line. Jonathan Durham in on the stop. But Kansas, free-flowing offense here at the moment.
Right now, Peyton Bender just reading the guys in the box for Kansas State. There's only 5 guys right here. So when he sees 5, it's 5 on 5. And all you do at that point is just give the ball to Puka Williams right here and let him beat Daquan Patton.
What they were able to do those first 3 drives, not much. This drive started at their own 2-yard line.
Yeah, and they like to end up in the end zone here. So Kansas State's defense, who did their job in stopping him, forcing a field goal here, they got to play some complimentary football and see what they can do.
And off to Puka Williams, right side, knifing his way through the offensive line, past the 10-yard line, down to the 9.
Pretty solid gain on first down, though. Pretty good zone blocking up front. Talked a lot about him right now. Clark, and just slide blocking right here. Puka just gets behind the left guard right there, Malik Clark, on the pull. Now for almost 5 yards on first down. They'd take that every time.
Very methodical drive. It's taken this entire quarter.
Yeah.
Had just one play to end the first quarter that started this drive. That defense for Kansas State's been on the field a long time as a handoff to Dom Williams past the 5 to the 4 and close to another KU first down.
Good push up front again.
Dom Williams hasn't done much over the last couple of months, Baldy.
No. In fact, he's got more carries today than anybody so far. And I think right now you're in 2-down territory if I'm Kansas. I've got 2 downs to give myself a yard right now. Keep this drive alive. I'm thinking touchdown all the way.
17th play of this drive for the Jayhawks. Handed off inside. Khalil Herbert stonewalled at the 4.
Now, will David Beatty here put his field goal team back out there, or will he stay? I think they're too close. I think you got to go for it. Puka Williams. Well, they're going to go field goal.
Rui coming on late. Full yard short. David Beatty is going to take the points.
I mean, David Beatty's already been relieved of his duties here. I mean, I just think you just go for it. Just stay on the field and finish the drive and try to get the touchdown here.
From 21 yards. Rui knocks it through. Just a 14-yard difference in a field goal. But KU takes the lead in the Sunflower Showdown in this second quarter. McCaslin down in the field talking about that time of possession.
Yeah, Jeff, Kansas did exactly what they wanted to do on that last drive. Take their time, be patient with their running game, and control the time of possession. 17 minutes to 6 for Kansas State. That's what they did in that win against TCU. And get this, a couple weeks ago, they took tempo out of that offense. They noticed that it was hurting their offense, but it was really hurting their defense, making them so tired when they had those quick 3 and out. So really it benefits both sides of the football for Kansas.
Thanks, Leslie. Go get warm down there. Single digits in the wind chill today. Kansas State will get the football for the first time in this second quarter. It's been a while since Delton handled the pigskin. Players on today.
Yeah.
Kansas State basketball team got underway just about 50 yards away from where we are right now. Bramlage got the win against Kennesaw State last night. The offense today, it's all Kansas.
Yeah.
Great stop up front on Barnes, who goes nowhere, is Azur Kamara.
Defensive end was right there.
Junior out of Glendale, Arizona. Read that one beautifully to take down Barnes, and a big loss on first down. Trying to pull the tackle that time, and Kamara took him out. Fifth tackle for a loss by Kamara on the season. Delton trying to set up the screen, get it to the outside, and down the sideline goes Delvin Warmack. First catch of the day, gets some of that loss back, brings up third down.
Well, Warmack didn't play at all last week in that loss to TCU. He's getting an opportunity here early in this game.
Sixth catch of the year for Warmack. Speedy back.
Kansas defense has played well today, and they've played well since Clint Bone, the defensive coordinator, sort of changed it from what Iowa State is doing, kind of copied it. It's working.
Back to pass, Delton. There's Zuber. 45-yard line of K-State, and finally a catch for Isaiah Zuber. Was shut out last week down in Fort Worth.
Yeah, I mean, Zuber, he told me before the game that he got himself into a little bit of trouble. Going to run this little slant route right here, and really was taken out of the game plan a week ago. Runs away from Shaquille Taylor for that first down. Biggest pass play of the day for K-State and Alex Delton.
Alex Barnes still on the sideline. And the give just past the 50-yard line goes Warmack again. Good gain on first down. Jelani Brown on the stop for the Jayhawks. Seen a lot more Dalvin Warmack, the senior from Blue Springs, Missouri.
Barnes on the sideline, just trying to probably get a different type of back in there right now. Just change things up a little bit. Maybe a little quicker to the hole.
Looking for something. Offensively, Kansas State with just 71 yards in this first half. There's Delton to the outside. Was looking for Zach Reuter, but Reuter didn't turn in time to get the pass from Delton.
Well, just bad timing with Reuter on the outside on that throw. But it sets up this third down. And so can Delton keep this offense on the field here and help them convert? Alex Barnes back in there next to him at tailback.
3rd and 5 for Delton. 3:22 to go in this second quarter. Long drive by KU's offense on the last drive. Tons of pressure and in on it. Joe Deneen right in the face of Alex Delton. And Deneen ho-hum another pressure.
Well, he comes straight up the A-gap, right between the guard and the center, and comes free.
And there is a late flag that comes in. We might have grounding on Delton.
Number 5 failed to throw a pass that made the line of scrimmage, and he did not make it out of the box. Therefore, intentional grounding. Offense, number 5. Loss of down at the spot of the foul. It's 4th down.
Well, Deneen is coming right up the middle here. He times it just perfectly. The senior middle linebacker leads the Big 12 in tackles, and all Delton is trying to do is just get rid of that football. He starts trying to save the sack. And with an empty backfield, meaning no backs back there, the line has got to squeeze that in order to stop him from coming free.
Kwame Lassiter calling for the fair catch. It lands out of bounds as David Beatty and the Kansas Jayhawks will have a 3-0 lead going into the half, trying to snap a 9-game losing streak against K-State. And Leslie McCaslin is on the field with KU's head coach.
Thanks. Well, Coach, you held them below 100 yards. How did your defense do it?
You know, I think we had a good plan coming in, but we're going to have to really play our rear ends off this second half because he's a good football coach. Got a great staff, and it's going to be a challenge for sure.
I know the drop touchdown pass is tough, so how do you get your offense to do a little bit more in the second half?
You know, just got to make plays. I mean, it just comes down to that. I believe in that kid. You know, he's got a good bloodline. His daddy was an NFL football player. He's going to come back for us.
All right, thanks, Coach. We appreciate it, guys.
Our score at the half, it's Kansas 3 and Kansas State nothing in the battle for the Governor's Cup in the Sunflower Showdown. Coming up after the break, we'll go to Los Angeles for the FS1 College Football Halftime Show to give you a little insight on what Bill Snyder had to say. Here's Leslie McCaslin.
Well, guys, I talked to Coach Snyder about that time of possession. He said he was fine, except for that one long drive. He really felt like his defense played well. He said the problem is on offense, we can't have so many 3-and-outs. I asked him what more they needed to do. He said, get more yardage. But, guys, quarterback Alex Delton will be leading the offense once again here. He confirmed in the second half.
All right, thanks, Leslie. Gain more yards. Sounds pretty simple. They're going to have the football first. Coming out of the second half, the wind has picked up a little bit since the end of the second quarter. Again, blowing out of the south. It's a cold, cold day. Wind chill in the single digits today. Gabriel Rui back to kick things.
That wind, Jeff, is going to be a factor here in the second half, and so K-State's going to get it here in the third quarter at their back.
Very short kick, and again affected by the breeze.
Wow.
And it's going to be KU that comes away with it. It took a Jayhawks bounce, and what a way to start for the Jayhawks.
I don't think it was intentional on the kickoff either. I just think the wind held it up.
Spot of recovery.
Well, they steal a possession on the opening kickoff here of the third quarter. Everybody in Kansas State is pointing to it, and now they get the big jump. And coming down with it was Humphrey here.
They're waiting for Weber to come and get it. It took that KU bounce.
Humphrey with the big recovery. Look at this field position that Kansas gets. They just got done saying the wind was going to be a factor, and what a huge factor was on the opening kickoff here of the third quarter.
So Bender in the offense now with Williams in the backfield. They go outside trying to cross field. Slips up around the 25-yard line. The miscues have been massive for Kansas State. Another takeaway in essence for Kansas as well. They're one of the top takeaway teams in the country.
But, you know, Bill Snyder, their special teams were horrible last week. One of the big reasons why they lost to TCU, and for them not to be able to recover that ball, knowing that the wind had a chance to hold the ball up. I mean, that has to be told to you before that kickoff. Be alert.
This is their last quarter with the wind at their back as well, trying to take advantage. KU after the turnover, and a drop by Stephon Robinson. There was a drop by Kwame Lassiter on what would have been a touchdown in that long drive.
Yeah.
And now Robinson misses it. But again, cold day, tough to hang on to that football.
Well, it's tough to hang on to it, but I think Peyton Bender in this cold day and in this weather has thrown the ball really well.
A little surprising to see how much Kansas has thrown the football today, as well as they ran it against Iowa State. 3rd and 8. Good blitz pickup by Williams, but incomplete. Far side of the field, trying to get to Kurt Johnson.
I think Kurt Johnson has to go down to make sure that he catches the ball. He's trying to stay on his feet, but sometimes you just got to stay down with the ball just to get the yards.
And they're going to go for it on 4th and 8. They didn't go for it on 4th and 1. They decided to punt in the first half, and now they're going.
Well, it's because they're going into the wind, and he just doesn't trust the kicker here going into the wind, and I don't blame him right now. It's too far.
You mentioned Rui, said he had 45 yards in him. That's what it would be right now. They're going to go for it after that turnover to start this second half. Bender flushed out of the pocket, and he's brought down on 4th down. That's a huge stop by Chase Johnston in K-State.
Yeah, I mean, all Kansas did was go backwards after they get the opening kickoff there on recovery. The Kansas State defense stepped up.
A great play by Johnston. Another tackle for loss for him. Brought him down by the back of the uniform.
He still has some feeling in those fingers. Fingertips brought Bender down.
Big stop.
Huge.
K-State gets the football about the same yard marker that they would have had if they fielded the kick nicely. Here's Barnes up the gut. Cross midfield down to the 46-yard line of Kansas.
Right over the left guard, Abdul Beecham that time. Going to come right up the middle here. Inside zone, good block by Dalton Reisner, the right tackle, and the best run of the day for Alex Barnes. And he's been a much better runner in the second half than he has been in the first half this year.
Barnes had a grand total of 24 yards in the first half. Here's Delton running behind Barnes, and Delton down to the 40. Alex Barnes, as we've talked about, he was quiet in the first half at TCU and then exploded in the second half, finished over 100. That's what he's done on the year.
Well, you can see the yards per carry, over 6 yards a carry in the second half. 6 of his 9 touchdowns have been in the second half. He was much better last week against TCU in the second half.
Delton left side now, gets through the first wave, Tornaden in to bring him down, and Barnes still chugging along, gets across the 30.
Just true to form, second half runner from the good block by the center that time, Adam Holtorf. All those bodies there on Kansas still couldn't get him to the ground.
He ripped off 18 on the first play of the drive, 11 that time. Best drive so far for the offense for the Wildcats. Delton going to keep it. Lots of room on that far side. Pass to Neen and out of bounds. 24-yard line. Shaquille Taylor and Hassan defense able to push him out.
Well, if you watch this, he's just reading on the outside right here. He's reading here, and when he sees that, he's now going to just take this ball on the outside. So he's just reading Keith Loneker Jr. that's coming in from the outside linebacker position, and it was a perfect read.
Delton hands this time. Barnes up the gut. Touchdown, K-State.
That looks like K-State football. This drive, for the first time all day, looked like the offense that Bill Snyder wants to run and strike up the band. 10th touchdown of the year now for Alex Barnes.
24 yards, and you could have driven a semi through this hole.
Oh, man, there was nobody in the middle of the field. Nobody.
Finally, that Wildcats offense finding some success against Kansas. Lynch for the point after, and it's 7-3 K-State. And whatever Bill Snyder and Andre Coleman said to the Wildcats at halftime, it worked on their first drive. K-State out front.
True to form, Barnes just gets stronger and gets better in the second half.
Barnes, as mentioned, had just 24 yards in that first half. Ripped off 52 on that drive alone. Kept it on the ground at K-State. It's been a calling card of this program as long as Bill Snyder has been here. McClellan sent to kick it off. And it'll go into the end zone. Herbert starts in the backfield, and the handoff is to Khalil. Taken down by Wyatt Hubert after a gain of 3 on first down.
Turnover margin leaders in the country right now. Kansas near the top rankings. Georgia Southern plus 20. There's Kansas, number 2 in the country. 23 takeaways. Only turned it over 8 times so far this season. Got 1 here today. Our backfield here for the Jayhawks.
Give right up the middle as well. 3 more yards by Herbert. Kendall Adams, K-State in on the stop, brings up a 3rd down and manageable for the Jayhawks. Really important for them in their offense to pick up a 1st down right here. Keep that defense.
Yeah, no question. You got to try to keep them rested, keep them off the field. You got the fullback here and the tight end going to be lead blockers here.
Stack box 2.
Yeah, got 9 Wildcats up.
Going up top. And a catch is made by Charlotte, came back for it, and a big 1st down by Kansas.
No question. Great throw that time by Peyton Bender, and Charlotte did a good job of coming back for the football. Max protection, one-on-one on the outside, and they've been going after A.J. Parker today.
A.J. Parker filling in for the injured Duke Shelley.
Yeah.
And again, no Walter Neal as well. 2 top defensive backs for Kansas State.
Big 3rd down conversion for Kansas.
They were 2 for 9 prior. New set of downs. Bender was looking for Sims on the outside, now just throws it away. Pressured that time by Trey Dishon.
Wow, let's just see what Peyton Bender was trying to find. Let's just see the receivers on the outside here. Double covered in the middle. There you see Durham on the outside against Sims. Pretty lockdown coverage.
Puka Williams back in the backfield for KU. 2nd and 10 from the 47. Give us to Williams, left side. Getting through a couple of blockers before being finally brought down by Parker and Kendall Adams.
But Puka is the key. Yeah, if he can get through that first wave in the open field. I mean, he has got great vision right here. They pull the backside guard that time, Andrew Tovey. Got a pretty good lead block, good power inside.
3rd and 5 for the Jayhawks, still moving the football. Looking outside, and a pass caught, nice hands by Jeremiah Booker. Another 1st down for the Jayhawks.
Great catch, and you mentioned it, Jeff. I mean, he had to reach out and really snag that ball in this wind, in this cold right here. It's a good catch, but Peyton Bender has been sharp here. It's the way you step into the throw, into the wind.
Fingertip control, catching the back half of the football for Booker on this cold day.
Yeah, no, it's impressive.
Big, strong kid out of College Station, Texas, the senior Booker. Handoff inside. Khalil Herbert bounces to the outside, trying to get by Durham. He does. To the edge, cuts back inside, finally brought down at the 11-yard line of K-State. Good run by Khalil Herbert.
Well, he went right and then cut back left. And the cutback lane was there. He's going to start here. He's going to cut this ball all the way back. Great job by the left tackle that time, Akeem Adeniji. Doesn't go out of bounds.
Give to Herbert again, trying to stay on his feet, brought down by his shoelaces inside the 10. Well, previous run for 22 yards.
We were wondering, though, Jeff, he only had 4 carries at halftime. And he comes off a great game against Iowa State last week. And you're just wondering where he was in the offense. They were going to Dom Williams in that first half. But Herbert, remember, on his resume, he's got a 291-yard rushing performance last year at West Virginia.
Herbert's back in there, got the fullback for support, Humphrey. Bender, play action, caught, touchdown! That's Booker. Now the offense is alive in the Sunflower Showdown.
Just a quick slant off of play action, faking that ball to Herbert. And Bender, impressive all. You're going to get this handoff here. And then you're going to get the slant on the backside by Booker. Good play action that time and beat the safety, Goolsby. And Kansas gets to strike up the band. And we've got offensive football here in the third quarter.
It's a game of adjustments. Rui puts it through, and it's back to a 3-point lead for the Jayhawks. Booker had a huge third down catch to extend the sticks. Then the touchdown grab. 10-7 KU for a 4th time on the season to get the Jayhawks out in front again. Another drive, 9 plays, 75 yards. It took just over 4 minutes, Baldy. But Liam Jones to kick it off. The receivers are standing at the 20. Brings it back, fielded from the 14-yard line, brought down to the 25. Phillip Brooks. And Alex Barnes, who has come alive in the second half. See what he does in his second drive for K-State. Down by 3. Delton behind Barnes. The middle's wide open again as Delton still on his feet past the 40 up to the 44-yard line. Now you're starting to see K-State's offense run just like Bill Snyder wants it to.
Well, it's just going to be a hesitation and then just a draw. Barnes, the lead blocker on the play. And remember, last year, this Alex Delton, he was the MVP of the Cactus Bowl and their big comeback win against UCLA. They came back and they thought there was going to be a big quarterback, competition between Thompson and Delton.
Barnes stuffed at the line of scrimmage by Loneker. And for more on Alex Delton, down to the sidelines with Leslie McCaslin.
Well, guys, we've mentioned it's cold, right? Yeah, probably just a few times. And most of the guys are coming over to the sidelines, getting by the heaters, putting on large coats. Not Alex Delton. Mind you, he's not even wearing long sleeves. I've seen him one time put on a coat for about 5 seconds. And after that last drive, congratulating every single one of his offensive linemen, showing a lot of leadership over here on this Kansas State sideline.
Thanks, Leslie. Here comes Delton. And a little too high, trying to get to his tight end, Blaze Gammon. We learned a new phrase yesterday, getting ready for the cold. Base layer.
Base layer,
There's
yes.
no base layer for Delton.
No, just short sleeves and like a sunny, balmy day out there for him. That time they blitzed him and it forced that throw to go a little awry. Brought Keith Loneker Jr. right in his face.
Third down, K-State just 2 of 6 so far. Kansas had 2 big pickups on their last drive. Delton handles the low snap. Over the middle, caught! Joaquin Gill, his 3rd catch of the day. Ball popped out late.
What are they saying?
And they're going to say that Kansas State will maintain possession. The ball was still in possession of Gill at the time that he hit the turf. Jayhawks sideline thinking they have it.
Is a completed pass in that the ground caused the fumble. Therefore, the ball carrier is down by rule. It's 1st and 10.
But Deneen actually tipped that ball, and Joaquin Gill found possession of it, and that's the good call. He was down, but what a concentration by Joaquin Gill, and a big catch on 3rd down to extend this drive.
15 yards, Mike Lee nearly forcing the fumble. Here's Barnes methodically making his way through the right side of the line. Daniel Wise in on the stop.
They had a lot of bodies there. They just can't tackle them right now. I mean, they had 3 bodies right there, and they couldn't get Barnes to the ground. Instead of no gain, he ends up picking up 4.
K-State offensive line starting to assert themselves in this game as Isaiah Zuber on the field. He hadn't done much today. 1 catch.
Zuber here.
Goes in motion. Changing the play. Trying to hit Zuber on the outside. And then brought down by Loneker on the near side of the field, just past the 30-yard line. Move the sticks again for K-State.
Well, he's just going to come right out here. Right from the inside slot position, and that's a good throw by Delton. Stepped into it, had some zip on the ball, right location. Zuber was not a part of the game plan last week. Got himself into a little bit of trouble during the week and paid the price.
Delton keeps. Good spin move. Brought down just outside the 20-yard line.
That was a good spin move. He left the defender just grabbing air. Here he comes. There's Bryce Tornadin, their 2nd leading tackler, and didn't get anything from him. And Tornadin is usually a really sure tackler, but that spin beat it.
Mike Lee getting a hand on the foot to bring him down. From the 22, Delton again. Trying to stay behind Barnes, and he's brought down, and there's going to be a late flag coming in.
He said it was a face mask.
And it might be a face mask on K-State. Official that came in and threw the flag, pointing backwards.
Personal foul, face mask, defense, number 88. At the distance of the goal from the previous spot, an automatic first down.
All right, J.J. Holmes, he's trying to just make the tackle, and there it is. It's a good call. Delton knew it right away. This looks like a completely different Kansas State offense than we saw for 30 minutes in the first half. This is how Bill Snyder's won all those football games here in Manhattan, Kansas.
Delton going to run it again. Convoy of blockers down near the goal line, short. Good first down run. Loneker brought him down. K-State sniffing touchdown again.
Well, I mean, here you go. I mean, you're going to get these guys out front right here. Just power football. Real patient. Pulling the right guard that time, Tyler Mitchell. We talked about how much experience they had coming back from a year ago. Everybody was a starter a year ago. And on that play, they just won that line of scrimmage. Moved it, got some power there from Mitchell pulling around.
Playing the Wildcat with Barnes. He takes. Barnes walks into the end zone. Touchdown, his second of the afternoon. Made a man miss.
The original Wildcat. The Wildcat's in the Wildcat. So patient. I mean, that's his greatest strength. Just let the blocks get set. Watch, it's just a hesitation right here. Let all the blocks. There's Mitchell pulling around again. Just tiptoes into the end zone that time. So there he is. Touchdowns number 10 and 11 here in this third quarter on the season for Alex Barnes.
Kick is up and good to complete the score as Lynch and the Wildcats have a 14-10 lead. Barnes up and over 1,000 yards on this run on the season. K-State back out in front. McClellan to kick with the wind. And it's returnable. That's Puka up the middle. And the ball's loose. K-State looks like they have it. And they do. A team that doesn't take the ball away very often. They come away with a huge turnover.
First down, Kansas State.
Well, that's the takeaway that K-State was looking for. And Puka Williams just trying to extend the ball. Here it is. It gets poked out right there.
That's Johnston. He had a big sack in the first half and now a forced fumble.
No doubt. There it is. I mean, just reaching it. Just poked it out.
Johnston. First turnover of the ball game for either club.
Just a junior. We'll see a few more of these Sunflower Showdowns.
Barnes carries maybe back to the line of scrimmage. Keyshawn Simmons in on the stop. We mentioned Barnes in his touchdown run going over 1,000 yards again.
He came in as the leading rusher in the Big 12 in a conference that's full of a lot of good runners. We saw David Montgomery last week. Certainly Justice Stills at Oklahoma State is a formidable runner. Barnes better than them all so far.
Delton backed up. He's going to run, and he's brought down. Joe Deneen, school leader in tackles for loss, adds another.
He sure does. Just add to that list. What a player that Joe Deneen has been. 3 years in a row leading this team in tackles. There he is right here. Just going to recognize everything. Comes on a little stunt that time, a pick stunt, and stayed with it. Barking out the signals right there. Signal caller for Clint Bowen's defense.
Three-man front for KU. Delton to throw. And he hits Barnes wide open in the middle of the field, trying to beat Deneen to the edge, and Deneen with a nice tackle on the backside brings up a 4th down, field goal range for sure. Especially with the wind at their back, and they're going to bring Lynch out to try and add to this 4-point lead.
Joe Deneen just knows how to find the football. Some guys just have just a knack and instinct where it's going. It comes from a lot of tape study all week long and preparation. We'll see what Lynch does. A walk-on, earned a scholarship back in the preseason here for Bill Snyder.
Miss from 53 earlier.
Oh, bad
snap.
Jeez.
Trying to escape. He's going backwards, and the pass incomplete. That is a really big play just to get rid of it. The holder, Colby Moore.
First down.
That could have been disastrous, but instead it's just an incomplete pass.
Well, it just goes with what has been happening to their special teams here, especially the last 2 weeks. Not even to get an opportunity for Lynch to try. You're going to see just a bad, right here, just a bobble. Now it's cold and probably fingers are numb.
So KU from their own 29. Bender, delay handoff. Dom Williams up the middle. Picks up 5 on first down. And that will take us into the 4th quarter. The 116th meeting, showdown in the Sunflower State. Battle for the Governor's Cup. Peyton Bender and the play pass. Going down the middle, he's got Sims.
What a catch.
Sims to the house. What a call coming into the 4th quarter. The Kansas Jayhawks, they are back out in front.
What a catch by Steve Sims Jr. in this kind of weather, into the wind, and then to finish it. Over 200 catches. This is a great throw. Second touchdown throw by Bender in the second half. On the post, snagged it out of the air, outran the safeties that time. Kendall Adams, the safety on the play.
Number 7.
That's as pretty a pass and catch as you're going to see here on Saturday afternoon in college football.
Rui puts it through. And one play into the 4th quarter, wind at his back. Peyton Bender, his 2nd touchdown of the ball game. He finds Sims for a 65-yard strike. Sims over 100 yards for the 2nd consecutive year against K-State. And back and forth we go.
Last year in this game, Carter Stanley threw for over 400 yards. Peyton Bender's not throwing for 400, but he's having a good afternoon.
Sims went for 233 as Jones kicks one through the end zone. This second half has been outstanding for both teams offensively. Delton hands to Barnes. Barnes stood up, still pushing the pile, still on his feet, crossed the 30 and out to the 32-yard line. That looked like a half-a-yard pickup. He turned it into 7. And Alex Delton, he has been one of the keys in the second half for K-State, his running ability.
Well, he has to run because I think that's what he's best at. And it's a big part of this offense. So it's the spins, it's the powers, it's getting Alex Barnes as an extra blocker for him.
Delton now going to pass. That's Dalton Schoen. Move the sticks out to the 41-yard line. First catch for the junior Dalton Schoen.
Well, certainly, clearly here, this weather is not bothering these players. They're going up and down the field right now. Neither defense has been able to stop the opposing offenses here. Schoen is the slot receiver. Here he is right here with that catch.
Barnes takes, trying to make a move, and a nice tackle by Mike Lee in space. Another big gain on first down.
You can see just right here, Alex Barnes is just going to take this ball on the outside. So patient. Squares up with Mike Lee and then puts that shoulder right into him.
225 pounds right into your chest.
Pittsburgh, Kansas.
At 102 it. TCU last weekend, left side this time, straightened up, brings up a 3rd down and 4 for K-State.
You know, on that tackle right there was 3 guys from Kansas that made the tackle. Lonergan, Deneen, and Tornado. And they're all from the same high school. All from Free State High School right there in Lawrence, Kansas. And they're all in on that tackle.
Lonergan and Deneen, the 2 seniors. Tornado, the junior.
Yeah.
All teammates of France, too. The left tackle. Kansas State. Big 3rd down. Delton dropped. And another stop. It's Lonergan.
Yep. Great tackle by Lonergan too. Drove that shoulder right into Delton's shoulder. Form tackle.
One of the keys to this second half has been the fact that Delton has been able to run. That time Lonergan and Deneen.
Yeah.
Deneen got the feet, and then Lonergan cleaned it up top. Ankle to punt against the wind, nearly a block. Ankle ended up on his backside, got a good roll, and it will settle inside the 20-yard line. No contact, but again, Ankle trying to sell it to the officials.
And it's still 1st down.
From their own 1, Puka Williams, breathing room out to the 7. Justin Hughes in on the stop. Hubert a little slow to get up for K-State.
I'm sure K-State wants their whole defense right now. And what Blake Silers, the defensive coordinator, is doing is just don't let them get the 1st down. Keep them down here, make them punt, give it back to our offense.
Second and 22. They give again. And a great play in the backfield.
Wow.
Justin Hughes again. Junior from Tucker, Georgia. Shooting the gap and bringing down K-State runner.
Wow. How much do they believe in Peyton Bender right here for Kansas? Put the ball in his hands, go make a play. They got 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left.
Under 6 to play. K-State brings 3 on the delay. And brought down. Nice blanket coverage with 8 defenders. Reggie Walker in on the stop. And after all of that, 70-plus yard runs, twice coming back on holds, they force the punt.
And the defense did their job again. And in 3 plays, they're going to get the ball back to their offense. They've got 2 returners back there in case the ball was short or shanked here, just to protect themselves.
Booker is the deep man. Still no Zuber, the only man with a punt return for a touchdown for K-State this year. Thompson, end over end. And it's muffed, and Booker ends up with it at the 40. The second half has been outstanding, especially for Alex Barnes. We talked about how he gets going after the intermission ball. He's done just that.
And it started right away from the opening drive of the 3rd quarter for Alex Barnes. A completely different performance. We've seen that a lot of weekends here.
Delton calling his own number, tries to cut back, and he's brought down. Keyshawn Simmons. Short gain on 1st down, 2nd down and 8.
Yeah, the defensive tackles for Kansas have been active. Simmons with Wise, Holmes, all of them involved here, kind of firming up the middle of that defense.
Showing a 3-man front right now. Barnes takes left side, still on his feet, nearing midfield. He'll be a yard short. 3rd down and 1. And just over 4 minutes to play in this football game.
That's exactly where they were a couple series ago when they were trying to get a yard past the 50-yard line. They couldn't do it in 2 tries in a row. think there's any question that Barnes gets this ball, though.
Big 3rd down and 1. There's Barnes, and he's brought down. Loneker and Wise and Simmons.
Yep. Now, last time Bill Snyder had no fear going for it with 4th and a foot. He lost a full yard that time. Just good penetration up front here. Well, that's Wise at the bottom of that pile. Loneker, he's wagging that finger right there.
It's been the seniors that have had great games.
Wow, this is going Wildcat. Dalton's at wide receiver.
Barnes scored a touchdown out of the Wildcat in the second half. It's Barnes. Got through the first wave. Tries to jump, and he got the first down. He met Mike Lee right at the 50-yard line. And 2:25 from Alex Barnes wins.
Well, he's gonna get stuffed here, and then he's trying to keep this play alive, and there's Mike Lee. Went high to meet him. Mike Lee's is a little dazed after this. Look at this. You think this is a rivalry or what? Mid-air collision. Wow.
Lee came down, hit his hand on the helmet of one of his teammates. Big 1st down pickup, a pickup of 3 for Barnes. Now Delton. Back to pass, pump fake. Going deep down the sideline. Flag down, catch made, Dalton Schoen.
Wow, what an adjustment to the ball by Schoen. That penalty will be declined. But he just put it out there, and Schoen just adjusted to it. Great throw by Delton and adjustment by Schoen.
Prior to the pass, holding, defense, number 13. That penalty is declined, the result of the play. 1st down.
Hassan defense on the penalty on the far side on Schoen. Defense got beat a few times last week by Hakeem Butler of Iowa State.
Yeah, it's on defense. But that was an adjustment by Schoen to the ball. Defense couldn't see it. He was playing blind to it.
28 yards on that pickup. Here comes Delton following Barnes. Delton to the house. K-State back out in front.
What a second half by Alex Delton. So patient on that run that time, allowing Barnes to put the setup block. Watch Barnes here, set it up here. Now there it is, there's the freeze. He puts the hit right here on Lee. The pursuit doesn't get there, and Alex Delton has been awesome in the second half.
It's been the ground game for K-State in the second half. 3 scores. Lynch makes it 21-17. 2:46 to play. Delton didn't have one designed run in the first half. Second half, he has been a monster, as well as Alex Barnes. Leslie has more on Delton down on the sidelines.
Well, guys, remember when we talked to head coach Bill Snyder, the #1 thing he said he loves about Alex Delton was that he has such a competitive spirit, and you can tell that over here. He seems to thrive in these situations, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks, Leslie. 4-point lead for K-State. Important to note that Bender has the wind behind him.
And the wind is holding up that ball.
Fair catch called for. The Governor's Cup on the line. Hand off to Puka Williams. Taken down to the backfield again. Justin Hughes. What a 4th quarter.
I mean, another tackle behind the line of scrimmage. Here he is, just finding a hole to get through. And that's a great start for the Wildcat defense here. Taking Puka Williams Jr. down for a 4-yard loss.
This Kansas offense is going backwards the last 2 drives. Bender going to put it in the air. Finds Sims. Made a man miss to the sideline, out of bounds, and at the 31.
Got a bunch of it back. Going to be 3rd down here in about 5. Good spin move on the outside.
Fifth catch for Sims. Mark it down right at the 30.
Really driving the football right now.
Under 2 minutes to play. Bring pressure. Bender nearly intercepted. He was trying to go for Booker. Lance Robinson had the protection.
Oh, they got to go for it on 4th down now. They blitzed that time. He avoided the blitz. Boy, Robinson, that ball went right through Booker's hands.
Seen a couple of drops.
Yeah. I mean, I think you got to be thinking about your go-to receiver in Steve Sims on this play. Here he is in the middle slot.
4th and 5. They bring Hughes. They get the first down and a few more. Huge pickup by Kurt Johnson.
Wow.
Who missed on a 3rd down conversion earlier in the ball game. He got that one.
Well, they needed that to keep this drive alive here. Kansas trying to get set. New defensive line out there right now.
Late substitution. They find Booker across the 45 out to the 46. Clock still moving. Daquan Patton with another tackle. 2nd and 3. Bender, another short pass inside on the slant. Move the sticks again for Kurt Johnson.
And the clock will stop while they adjust the sticks right here. So Peyton Bender doesn't want to burn the timeout.
It's 43 straight road losses for Kansas. They've got 44 yards to go for a touchdown. Just over a minute to play. Again, the slant route. Another catch made. And Peyton Bender finding Stephon Robinson.
And right now, Kansas State is blitzing almost every single play. They don't have a great 4-man pass rush, so they're bringing extra guys from the secondary. Here they come now.
Hughes coming in as well as Robinson couldn't hang on to that. Nice play by A.J. Parker. He has been picked on all afternoon long, and he came up with a good stop.
Well, if he doesn't get that ball out of his hands on the outside, Robinson may turn around and go the distance on him. He gambled, and he won.
40 seconds to play. Great play by Parker. A couple of special teams miscues for Parker this afternoon. Third and 4. Sims at the bottom of your screen. Bender hitting Kwame Lassiter. 6-yard pickup, first down, Kansas.
Well, moving it slowly, but now the clock is a real factor with 36 seconds to go.
Hughes again, hit as he threw it, incomplete.
They are bringing the inside linebackers every play, and that time Bender got hit on the play with the blitz inside.
Justin Hughes has been an animal in the second half.
Yeah, I mean, right there, Puka Williams had no shot at being able to stop him. Justin Hughes, last 5 games coming into today, had 37 tackles. And there's Blake Seiler right there, the defensive coordinator of the Wildcats.
11th play of the drive. The screen pass is in and out of the hands of Bender. K-State trying to fall on it, and the Wildcats will do just that and put a seal on what will be their 10th straight win in this rivalry.
It just slipped right out of Bender's hands. Nobody hit him. Cold day, hard to grip the ball. Just lost the grip. Watch the ball just come right out of his hands as he throws that screen.
At some point, the weather was going to affect the passing game. They were trying to set up the screen.
It was set up. Massey with the recovery. And David Beatty is just sick. Opportunities throughout the day, just could not make the play. Got one timeout left that he can use.
And he's going to keep it in his pocket.
Yeah.
And K-State will win their 10th straight game in this rivalry. And Bill Snyder and his Wildcats will improve to 4-6. And for Kansas, 2 mistakes today. The fumble by Bender late as they were driving, the only mistake that he made on the day.
Yeah.
But a big win for K-State and for Bill Snyder.
Well, for Bill Snyder, I mean, he told us yesterday that you got to win 1 before you can win 3. The goal was to win out, to get to 6-6 and salvage the season and get to a potential bowl game. And a lot of respect for both coaches, both ways. Great competition out here today.
Yeah, the two Alex Delton and Alex Barnes. There's too much in that second half as well. The run game came alive for K-State. Yep. And for more on this win for the Wildcats, go down to Leslie McCaslin with the head coach, Bill Snyder.
Thanks. Well, Coach, you told us before the game you loved Alex Delton's competitive spirit. What did you see from him in the second half?
Well, just exactly that. You know, I mean, it's there all the time, and sometimes it just becomes a little more evident to the people that are watching.
Coach, you said this rivalry meant so much to all of your kids from Kansas, and you made sure the kids not from Kansas understood it. How much more does it mean when it's this close?
Well, regardless of how close or not so close it is, but obviously to win it the way we did is highly significant in a lot of different ways. Some I don't want to address, but by the same token, it's of value to all the youngsters in our program and our Kansas youngsters especially, and our seniors as well.
All right. Thanks, Coach. Congratulations.
Thanks, Leslie. The Governor's Cup stays in Manhattan for a 10th consecutive year. Well, folks, coming up for many of you, Big East men's basketball. Evansville takes on Xavier at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific. For Leslie McCaslin, Brian Baldinger, and our entire crew in Manhattan, Kansas, I'm Jeff Levering, thanking you for watching our broadcast today.